Hello again, welcome to another Vintage League here. Today we're trying out the new Final Fantasy card, Cloud Midgar Mercenary, specifically with Shuko and Nadu combo, but then also with the Skullclamp combo to double draw and get 4 cards. So Cloud's a new card for Final Fantasy set. It's kind of like a Stoneforge Mystic-ish, but it's 2 white, not 1 to white, which is definitely a downside, and it's a 2/1, so dies to Orcish Bowmasters. Both negatives, but it's got some upsides too. So we'll get into that in a second. So when enter search your library for an equipment card, reveal it, put it into your hand, and then shuffle. So we've got Skullclamp, Shuko, and JITTE. We will get to JITTE and Skullclamp in a second. Shuko we can explain now though. Nadu. If you've watched any Legacy or Modern at all in the last, I don't know, since after MH3 dropped, Shuko plus Nadu is a big combo. So you use Shuko, you can attach it twice to Nadu, then you attach it to any other creatures, and then you keep drawing 2 cards a turn by attaching your Shuko for free, and then you can grab it with Cloud. That's very nice. Let's see Cloud's next ability. As long as Cloud is equipped, an ability of Cloud or an equipment attached to it triggers the ability to trigger an additional time. So how do we abuse this ability? Now the easiest way to do that in Vintage is with the Legacy banned card Skullclamp. You attach this to Cloud. Cloud's got 1 toughness. Skullclamp gives it +1/-1, so Cloud dies. But Cloud still draws twice. So this draws 4 cards. It's a nice little engine package here. So if you just want to pay 3 mana, or I guess 4 mana. Yeah, it's 4 mana. You can draw 4 cards. You can also do it over multiple turns. So play Cloud and then do it afterwards. And then you still have the Skullclamp. And Skullclamp still works with Nadu. So you got to pay the 1 mana to equip. But you can still do the Shuko thing, drawing a card for 1 mana. Drawing a card for 1 mana is good. So draw 2 cards by equipping the Nadu. And then you have the other creature, equip it to the other creature. That's, 4 mana, 4 cards. That's still a very good rate. But the craziest thing you can do is just to put it on Cloud and draw 4 right away. Another one we have here is Umezawa's JITTE. Now, Cloud doubling Umezawa's JITTE's abilities is real good. There are some decks where this won't be relevant. So I think this, probably if you're going to play this deck, put it in the sideboard. And there are some other equipments you can think about. There's a lot of equipments out there, and we're not even gated by Lurrus here, so you can play some of the big ones like Buster Sword or Sword of Fire and Ice. Those are all fine. But I wanted to try JITTE because it's kind of one of the crazier ones, doubling these abilities. But realistically, if you're playing against a deck like, Jewel Shops or something, these aren't super relevant. But against most decks, you do have creatures. Like, you can kill Lurrus with this, and Lurrus is everywhere. You can kill, creatures mono white initiative. There's a lot you can do with this. So I think it's still, pretty reasonable. And then again, it's just another equipment, so you can just do the Nadu things with it. Again, this one costs 2 though, but that's not bad. Nadu also combos not just with these guys, but Nadu also combos I've had with Aphetto Alchemist. I've played this a few times on my channel, this combo, but usually in bug shells. And I got 9th earlier this year in a showcase out of 200 and something people on Magic Online playing this combo. It's very good. So how this works is you can draw 5 cards a turn cycle with Nadu plus Aphetto Alchemist. So on your turn, you untap Aphetto Alchemist twice, just targeting itself. That's 2 cards. Then you go to your opponent's turn, usually on their upkeep. You untap Aphetto Alchemist 2 more times. That's 2 more cards. And then you can target another creature, like say Nadu's attacked for 3, you just untap Nadu. That's 5 cards into your hand per turn cycle. That's pretty good. That's on top of the Shuko, which you can grab with Cloud, and you can grab with Urza Saga here. We've also got the Legolas's Reflexes combo. I usually play with the Aphetto Alchemist. So Legacy's Quick Reflexes gives Aphetto Alchemist the ability to, whenever it taps deals 1 damage, so you just keep using Aphetto Alchemist to untap itself, and it can destroy all your opponent's creatures. So you just keep doing this 1 ping at a time until all of your opponent's creatures are dead, which is very cool. To tie the deck together, we've got Delighted Halfling. This can make legendary spells uncounterable and fix our mana. So we've got a bit of a mana issue here, and then we've got blue-white, blue-green, white, 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 blue, 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 green. Now some of these were added after Delighted Halfling, but at the very core of it, if you want white, white, and then blue, white, you can make them uncounterable and fix your mana at the same time by playing Delighted Halfling, which is pretty cool. And because of that, we are playing a few extra legends here, because these are all uncounterable off of Delighted Halfling, and they're all very strong. Narset's restricted, Oko's banned in Legacy, Lavinia's really good against some of the PO decks that are floating around now. Not, invincible. They have removal like Swords and Flame of the North, but it's still quite good at buying time at the very least. And in conjunction with our Wastelands and Strip Mines, Lavinia's ability can be relevant for quite a long time. That's why we have so many legends in this deck. We've got standard protection here, 4 Force of Will, 2 Mindbreak Traps to hedge against some of the faster deck. We've got powerful draw engines and spells here, but we have to survive to get them online. So Mindbreak Trap hopefully can help us do that. Mystical Dispute's a bit of a techie card. This one can counter a turn 1 stock up or PO for 1 blue. The issue with cards like, we are playing 1 Spell Pierce, but the issue with cards like Spell Pierce and Flusterstorm is that PO can just get so much mana that they can just play around it. 3 is a little bit nicer, like especially on turn 1, or early in the game. But I guess it's 3. I feel like in my head I always think that it's just counters, but it is. They still can pay 3, so. I mean, there's an argument for this could be Flusterstorm or Spell Pierce too. So this is 3, which is nice, and then if you pay the full cost for it, it can hit anything. The advantage of Spell Pierce is it's only 2, but it's good against like shops too. So if you go like land Mox Pass or something, setting up a turn 2 play, and your opponent goes like turn 1 Sphere of Resistance or it's mono white initiative, and they go turn 1 Chrome Mox, you can snap off that Spell Pierce, which is good. If you're playing cards like Flusterstorm, that can be stronger later game against PO, but it's a pretty dead card main deck, and how I like to build decks usually is to have the less dead cards main deck. That's why I opted for Spell Pierce here. But these are definitely flex spots as far as that. We want that protection. You want cards that are good against the Lurrus PO deck here early on. But you can play around with what exactly you're doing here. Again, like Mindbreak Trap is just good against a lot of cards. Like this is just actively a good card against mono white initiative because if they go Mox Cavern, they still counter with their stuff. So I'm pretty happy with the protection suite here, but you can, mix and match it to some extent. Time Walk, obviously. Snapcaster Mage is a fun one, so you can do some cool stuff with this. Like, it's a creature for the Nadu and the equipments. With Skullclamp, you just draw 2 cards with it. Can wear equipment, and then it can bring back, some of our spells here, like Swords, Recall, Spell Pierce, Mystical Dispute. Even Legacy's Quick Reflexes, it can, recycle here. Or Time Walk. We don't have a ton of these cards in our deck, but the ones that we do are really powerful. And it's a blue card, so I quite like one of these in here. I think I covered most of the main deck now. If you're still here, if you could throw a like and a subscribe, that'd be really appreciated. Helps to grow the channel, get some more visibility on here. And then any questions or whatnot, put a comment below. That also helps the algorithm and me, which is very highly helping me, so that's good. Covered. Vexing Bauble is just a broken card, so we're going to play 1. Covered. Swords, pretty standard. We're playing all of these to try and ramp out early Aphetto. So one of the cool things Aphetto Alchemist does is it's secretly like mainly a mana dork. So if you go turn 1 Mox, or any Mox really, like Mox Pearl, drop Aphetto Alchemist. Turn 2, you can use Aphetto Alchemist to untap that Mox. So you tap the Mox for mana, you untap it with Aphetto, you can tap it again. So it's basically a mana dork when combined with Moxen, which is pretty sweet. In addition to like the combos with Legolases, the combos with Nadu, and then pitching the Force of Will. So got a lot of synergy in the deck. Then also just a creature for Nadu. Lands are pretty standard. We're playing these colors and then some Strip Mine, some Wastelands, and then there's a Saga. I think nothing too crazy there. In this sideboard, I'll order this a little differently. Grafdigger's Cage and Containment Priest are Oath and Dredge Hate. These aren't amazing against Countervine. It's not really played right now. Like, it's super fringe, but if you play against Countervine, this is not the suite that you want to see. But against Oath and Dredge, these cards are quite good. We got Prismatic Ending and Swords to bring in against Lurrus Control in place of some of the other clunkier cards we have here, like Mindbreak Trap. They can also come in against some other things like Prismatic Endings good in quite a few matchups, like Oath and Spear Shops. One more Mystical Dispute to bring against like Lurrus PO. Most of their cards are blue. And this is probably the most controversial choice. 3 Collector Oofs. Now, kinda, we're playing a bunch of Mox and equipment here, yes, but for the decks you're bringing this card in, it's really, 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 really good. And we're probably going to be swapping it for some of the equipment. So probably, you're bringing in the Oof, probably going to be something like cut, JITTE, I don't know, cut either Skullclamp or Shuko, probably Skullclamp, and then, cut a cloud or something, or maybe even both clouds. Now, we were planning on trimming this package here for bringing in the Oofs, and we can still trigger Nadu with like Aphetto Alchemist, we can still play our big scary Planeswalkers, we can still do a lot of stuff. But this is in the sideboard, not the main deck, because it's really only for the matchups where this is a real haymaker. Like Jewel Shops, this comes in. PO, this comes in. It has to be a real haymaker in the matchup. That's about it. Let's get into game 1 here. Okay, here we go again. I think it's a keep. I don't love it though. Shit. Alright, now I feel like we're dead. Okay. That's a good start by the opponents there. Do not like our position in this game. I think I forgot to plug in my... So hopefully I sound a bit better now. Yeah. I mean... Cool. Okay. Mm-hmm. Crucible of Worlds. Yep. I don't know what we can possibly do to get out of this, but we don't have any basics. I think we just concede. I think we're just so unlikely to actually win this game. Yeah, something like this. Yep. We just have to pass and see what they do. Sure. I think we go blue, green, colorless. Nadu, Aphetto. And then we pass. Okay. Sure. Yeah. We gotta find a swords here. That's not a swords. not blocking, so I think I will attack. We're untap it anyway, so. Actually, attacking's fine because it's about to be untapped anyway. Okay. We really need a plains. Or like ideally 2 plains. Plains, please. Yay. Um, I think we already did this twice, right? Yep. We want to use our mana. The thing is, if we exile the token, it doesn't really... They can reattach, but then how much is reattaching? 2? I can't make a token then, that's something. Oh, that's the wrong one. I clicked the wrong one. I meant the prismatic ending that. Alright, well that was dumb. If we would have used the prismatic ending last turn, we could have actually just... We should have a basic in this deck. This feels silly. That is a good draw. Oh, I can't play it yet. Forgot about that. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's force them to make a play here. Oh, we didn't actually hit any lands there, did we? We need one more. Alright, well that's awkward. We, can't. Oh boy. Part of me just wants to play another Aphetto. Let's see what they do here. All right. Sapphire, sure. They can win with a... Don't think that'll do it. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's good. I think we can just attack now and not have to worry about much. White, blue, oh, we didn't board in our swords? Jeez. Definitely want the swords in here. I don't like the Vexing Bauble. Did we just not sideboard last game? What happened here? Don't like this sword, Vexing Bauble. I don't think the Spell Pierce is great on the draw either. Give this a try. I think it's a keep. I don't love it though. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think we wasteland their wasteland here. And we try and curve Lavinia into Nadu. Well, patches, okay. I think they're gonna hit us with the strip mine here. Yeah. Ooh, that's bad. think we want to, yeah, I think we want to strip mine them here. It's pretty good. Well, we might be able to. What is in their hand? Oh boy. Okay. Oh. Oh. That's pretty good. So we're first going to get rid of the Phyrexian Revoker. Actually, we can't get rid of the automaton because of Shroud, huh? But we can get rid of Golos. I think we do need to kill the Golos, though. I should have just swords it, then I could have killed both of them. The patchwork too, that was dumb. I don't think there's any way of doing this. I should have swung there, might as well. Now they can bounce Lavinia and swing. Crucible's a good one too. Shit, that's the one I didn't want them to hit. That's a problem. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I feel like I screwed this up. Yeah. Feel like I really messed this up. Sure. But if we find a green mana source, we can cast Nadu, which is... Oh no, it doesn't even do anything. Because of fucking Caracas. I forgot about this. Jeez. We just... I don't know how we ever win this game. Because they just replay this. I should have just put this on there first. That was dumb. What is in their hand? That's a cycle. I think we just have to swing and then they're gonna chump it, right? I probably should have just used this to recall, maybe. That was close. Can't believe we got that one. That was wild. Alright, next round. Alright, here we go. I definitely don't love it, but I don't think it's a mulligan either. Crypt, sure. Sapphire, okay. Stock up. I think we'll counter that. Yep. We're in trouble. We should have a... We should not have F6 there. Gonna wait to play the halfling, because if they go for a PO here without playing a land, then we can pierce it. Shit. Oh boy. Hand feels pretty bad now. Yep. We're gonna get a recall here. Yeah, we're dead. We can't even spell pierce a PO now. This was dispute, I feel okay. The fuck is this? Alright, well that we can spell pierce. This Beseech then? Yeah. PO. PO. Okay. Oof. Alright, I want the Collector Oofs. I want the Mystical Dispute. What do we not want? I do not want Umezawa's JITTE. I do not want Swords to Plowshares. I think we can drop an Oko too. Try this. Sure. One, two, think we just trap this. That strands their opal too. I mean, to be honest, I think we just play the collector oof and try and win the old-fashioned way here. They don't have any lands. Yeah. Do we want to switch anything up here? I didn't mention it before, but I think the Collector Oof Shuko Clamp, you know, Cloud, this synergy is fine just because of how absurdly good Oof is in the matchup and is on the table. Then we're probably doing okay, like you just saw there. We're frozen right now, we're lagging, we can't sideboard, but I think we're what we got in what we want anyway. If they do indeed have creatures, then they'll, you know, they'll get us there, but I don't think it's more than just trainers. They don't even have Lurrus. And they're blue-black, so I think it's just like Trainers PO Tinker kind of thing. They're just going to click submit because we're frozen, but I don't think we actually want to change anything. So turn 2 Lavinia is good. Turn 2 on the draw. But they're on a mulligan. Ugh. That is not much better. Not any better, really. It's just worse. Oh boy. I gotta keep this. I don't like it. We have to try and go for kind of a cheese win here. Misty. Sapphire. They got 3 Moxes again. Sapphire. Savannah. Halfling. The Sapphire over there is scary for sure. Okay. They got a Force of Will? No. Okay. Don't love this. Stock up, yeah. Vexing Bauble. And then they're going to cast their stock up. They have so much gas in this deck. You really want to draw like a Collector Oof or something. That is not bad either. Blue, white. Mm-hmm. They got like portable holes and stuff, presumably, so this isn't by any stretch of the imagination lights out, but I think we do force this. Well, they got us. They would have only attacked with one, and we could have actually paid for this, so that's on us, I guess. No. Now we're in trouble again. Ah, crap. That was a bad turn of events for us. Alright, that was pretty unlucky at the end there. Didn't play around swords plus Flusterstorm. Alright. Alright, here we go again. Draw mono, what initiative? We got a turn 1 swords, which is good. Less good now. This wasn't going to beat anything, so they got the turn on the play. Chancellor, sure. Okay. Not sure what they can play here. Like, they can play a white land, but then they're... Why are they... Interesting. There's no power. I think we just pass. They go land 3-drop here, though. We are in trouble. Shit. They just waste us twice. We're in trouble, too. Yep. Yep. Jeez. Alright. Chuck that into the Chancellor trigger. No. Now we can find a green mana source, and that does stuff. We really need a green mana source. Oh, fuck's sake. That is not a green mana source. That's bad. Alright. Yeah, I forgot it comes into play tapped. Doesn't even help us. Oh boy. Yep. Okay. Wasteland, Strip Mine, Chalice, Archon is a good hand. No doubt about that. And that doesn't do anything. The Chalice. We're just gonna die to Wasteland, a bajillion Archon swings Chalice. Embarrassing. Okay. I think we can scoop to that. Okay. Mystical Dispute out. Swords in. Prismatic Ending in. I think since they're on kind of a weird, probably no power list, we're going to take out the Spell Pierce. Alright, let's try not to get bodied quite this hard this time. It's fine. Alright, that was no Chancellor trigger. Not holding it for force because we got the reflexes. Kyrian Conquer is a good one. That does shut down our Aphetto Alchemist, actually. That's really good against us. Sure. Well, because we didn't play Halfling the first turn, we can't play Cloud. It's unfortunate. And we can't hit the Conqueror either, so we are pretty dead to Conqueror here. Yeah. That's a problem. Okay. I think we just hope they play another creature, then we can blow them out. Strip Mine. Sure. I don't think we want to. I guess we do want to do it now. No, we. I think we can wait. No, I was. That's embarrassing. I meant to untap the Mox in here. That was dumb. I think we take the initiative. No, maybe we wait. I think we have to wait now. Jeez. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that's embarrassing. Do. I really want to draw a blue card here. Draw a blue card here, I'll feel good. If we don't draw a blue card, I'm going to feel pretty bad. Blue card. Blue card. Jeez. Oh, I should not have played that. I could have held open force if I wouldn't have played it. Oh, I was playing so badly. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4. Untap the Mox 5. We could have used Cloud to attack. That was embarrassing. Yeah, I mean that was just terrible play. This was completely avoidable. So Pearl on the bottom, then Oko, top library. Green, blue, and we'll elk it. Alright, we got lucky there. Maybe I should just sacked Cloud. Yeah, I should put a Cloud under there. I'm just not playing well. Stash. Jeez. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're just going to attack with Cloud. So blue, blue. Not sure why the stack's all the way down here. That should be up here. And we got there. Alright, game 3. Vexing Bauble is pretty bad on the draw. So we're like a lot of these cards, I think we'd rather just have like a blue thing. Like I think Bauble just does nothing. Maybe Pierce. All these cards are not very good. I guess. I think we keep it for the Force of Will. Cavern. Well, I don't like this. Don't like this at all. Wasteland, please. Wasteland would be like amazing right now. That's not amazing. Just embarrassing, really. Wasteland, 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 wasteland. Jeez, no. Ugh. Okay. Crap. Yep. What color do I have? That's an emerald. I'm gonna get a Savannah since this is 1000% getting wastelanded. We got another one. Oh boy. Yeah, we just dirtled too hard in this game. That's a little late. We have so few answers to this. Oh, jeez. Okay. Okay. Our deck just didn't perform. I should have mulliganed. If I put a mulligan to Mox and they had that turn 1 Void Mirror, I could have, you know, I was dead anyway. Alright, here we go again. We'll keep this one. Alright, you got it. This feels like Doomsday or Beseech. We're going to try and get this down, try and get an uncounterable Narset. Next turn. That's the goal. At least. Thoughtseize. I want my Narset actually. Blue, blue. Legolas's quick reflexes, Oko. I guess it's an Oko. Not what we want though. Oh, I guess it is Beseech. Do we whiff? Done. Embarrassing. Blue, blue, green. That's a good one for them. That gives them 3 mana right away. Yep. lot of trouble here now. Yeah, missing on that Narset was really bad. Oh no, we should have elked the crypt. That was stupid. Yeah, I should have elked the crypt for sure. That was dumb. Elking in the crypt turns off 3 of their mana. That was just ridiculous. Yep. Yep. Alright, let's see what they got here. Dark Ritual, yep. Dark Ritual. Cabal Ritual. Time Vault. Yep. Token. Oh, I should have killed this. And they're going to force back on this. Yeah. Alright, they didn't have a force. We're up against Beseech, though. I like the collector oofs. I don't think the swords are needed. I don't think the JITTE's needed. We can bring in endings here. Containment, priest, swords, cage, jet, dispute. I think one dispute's okay. Let's try that. Maybe the second dispute is good. I don't know. Yeah, I think of the stockhouse, maybe I should have the disputes in there, but. Okay. I think we try and get the oof down right away to be careful here. Not expecting a creature to be able to attack here, block here. I don't think they're going to have Bowmasters or Snappy. They're hitting the halfling. Interesting. I'll allow that. Do they have a second one? I don't understand. Do they have a force in hand? They must have a force then. Blue. Blue. think we try and keep our oof around. Skullclamp. Sure. Force of will. Okay. Curious what's in their hand. Hull Breacher, huh? I think we have to allow that. Or do we? It lets them draw. They can kill Narset and turns off our clock. Because right now we still lose to Beseech, right? Because we play Beseech. We lose to. Do we lose to Beseech? Maybe we don't. I think there's definitely a case for letting this go, but I don't know why they didn't just ambush us. I'd rather, if they got a push or something, I'd rather they kill one of these guys than Lavinia. I'll play Lavinia afterwards. Well, if they gotta win, they gotta win here. Interesting. What do you got? Uh-oh. They're just trying to survive. That's fine. Alright, good games. Off to the next round there. Alright, here we go again. Run the play. I guess we keep it. We do have to draw a blue land, though, or something. Maybe it was a mulligan. I mean, it's not a good hand, but I feel like with Force and Trap, I want to keep it. We have most of our deck is good draw. Like any mana source is a good draw. Halfling's a good draw. I don't know. I don't think it's crazy to mulligan this though. The dream here is they run into a trap. Crap. That's bad. Well, that's bad for us. Yeah. I think we're dead. I don't think there's any world where we can come back from that, so we'll just scoop it up there. Oh boy. This is a tough matchup. That doesn't do anything. Jeez. I think we have to keep it, but it's bad. Are we gonna Fury my halfling? I think that's what they're thinking about. Yep. Do they want to counter our Alchemist? No. Now they're going to noxious it back to the top probably. Or they got another one. Or they got an echoing, whatever it's called. Sure. We do need some action. We're just letting them draw shit. That's not action. This is not good. I don't think we're favored if we just kind of sit here. Yep. Please play hollow one. I actually want you to play a hollow one. Come on. One hollow one. Just for fun. Alright, we can't play that. Jeez. We gotta save the swords. We can't swords the stupid Walla. Well, at least we can play that. Why aren't we? We should be attacking. Okay. This is embarrassing. Can't play that either. That would be a great one to play. This is so bad. See what response this gets. I don't think they can do anything at this point, but we'll see. That was bad. Not sure if the Force of Wills are really doing anything for us. Yes, they are. Now let's try and do something silly early. Snapcaster Mage. Maybe one for a Jet. Try that. Ugh. I guess so. It doesn't do anything against, like, the bizarre engine, right? So, I think that's a mulligan. That we can keep. Our best draw here is Lotus, Mox Sapphire, Mox Pearl. Those would all be incredible. Yeah, it's a good one. Try and draw again a blue or white mana source for the spell Pierce. Ah, fuck. Okay. That's bad. I think we just gotta jam it. Hope for the best here. No! Fuck. Alright. Fine. Ugh. Jeez. Okay. Yeah, they got a better hand than us. Fine. Fine, fine, fine. I mean, we're dead. I wonder if we could have won this game just by going the turn 1 Bauble, turn 2 Swords. Yeah, it's frustrating. We'll play one more turn. We're dead, but they got all their engines going. Okay. Okay. Not a bad league. We were competitive in every match here. They all went to game 3 at least. Or either one or they went to game 3. Some of the game 3 did not break our way, and you know, that's going to happen sometimes, but overall I was pretty happy with the deck and its performance. I think here against the Lurrus PO at the beginning, we just kind of like didn't do enough. I mean, I think I'm not happy with some of my mulligans, but I think some of it was a bit variance, so I think it does suggest that maybe we don't have quite enough action in the deck. Maybe a bit too much protection, not enough action. Like you could play stock up in this deck. Not entirely sure how you would do it, just right off the top of my head, but you could play stock up in here. I think it'd be pretty reasonable. Aphetto Alchemist making mana to cast stock up, just like a very nice synergy. Aphetto Alchemist untaps the Mox, and if you missed the intro to make mana, we've got Delighted Halfling, which you can use the colorless for to cast stock up, so I just don't like stock up. It's played in like 40% of decks right now, and it's just busted. So I played it when it first came out. I have a few videos with it, but now that's clearly amazing, and in my opinion should be restricted. I don't really want to play with it, but you can. So I think cutting a couple cards here, I'm not exactly sure what off the top of my head without really thinking about it. But I think a couple protection spells probably, like maybe move a Mystical Dispute to the sideboard, and I don't know, maybe a Nadu or maybe a Swords to the sideboard, put in 2 stock ups or something. I'd have to think about it a bit more. But I think, you know, I think this showed that there's might be a bit of a action density issue in the deck that we could address with stock up. That would make sense to me. And we managed to beat Sphere Shops. That was a great matchup. I'll probably put this one first. Probably swap these so that this match is first. That was a really good one. Lost a close one to Mono White. They kind of got him games 1 and 3. A Haymaker through at the beginning and locked us out, and that could happen. That's what the deck's designed to do. We have tools to beat it, but they have tools to not let us beat them, and all that happened. We're kind of in a similar spot to Bug, where we're slower than them. So we're pretty much always playing off the back foot, unless we can counter stuff earlier. So like we can clean up all of their creatures. Like even though they have 3 creatures in play, Legolas's Click, Reflexes, plus the Aphetto Alchemist will clean them up. But we did see in that game that Clarion Conqueror makes this matchup a lot harder, because Clarion Conqueror turns off Aphetto and Delighted Halfling. So I think that card is very good. I have a bunch of videos myself with Clarion Conqueror. It's a great card. It stops activated abilities of creatures. I think the swords in that matchup are really, really relevant. And we did win a game by swordsing their Conqueror and then comboing to move all their other creatures, and that was a nice one. But definitely the swords are super important in that matchup. Something to think about. And we lost a close one to, this was a close one to Countervine. Yeah, Mono White, yeah. Countervine, we're not, we had close matches there, but we weren't, this was Beseech. We beat Beseech pretty handily, which was nice. We're not really equipped to beat Countervine. I talked about in the intro, we've got Dredge and Oath as our graveyard aid hero. We do have like Wasteland, Strip Mines, and you can bring in some Containment Priest to hedge against the Vengevines, but like, we also have Lavinias and Vexing Bauble, which are amazing against that deck. All their cards are free, so these just stop them. Like, we have play, but if they just keep 7, we're not like... It's hard for us to play from like a really big behind. Like, if they just get going, we're in trouble. But I mean, that's the advantage of Countervine, really. Like, if they keep 7 and do their thing, they are very strong. I don't really mind the Countervine matchup. Like, we definitely have like cards for it, but it's such a small player in the meta. I don't think I would change this. Like, you wanted to improve the Countervine matchup, like you would put like 2 Tabernacles and a Pithing Needle on the sideboard or something. I just don't think that's a good idea, though. Just not enough of the meta. So I'm happy with that one. The mono white's a little concerning. The Aphetto Alchemist, Legolas' quick reflexes, whole thing getting a lot worse because of Clarion Conqueror is not thrilling. But we have quite a few answers for the card if we can deal with it. We have 2 swords main, 2 swords sideboard. We can force it if they don't have a Cavern on Dragon specifically. That's hard for them to do. Just keeping them off mana is good. We can't Oko it either, the other thing. Like, Oko and JITTE can't kill it. Reflexes can kill it with Nadu. If you swing with Nadu and you put Reflexes on it first, that's a triggered ability. So I think that still kills Clarion, which is interesting. I don't know. I'm rambling on, but I enjoyed the deck. I hope you enjoyed the video. This was quite fun. You can absolutely play this in Lurrus. That's probably the better way to play Cloud, just bring it back with Lurrus, but I think Nadu is a bit more fun. So yeah, like and subscribe if you're still here, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.